It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Yeah, taking it serious, life changed in the blink of an eye. Hello to my son, the same day I'm sending goodbyes. I've been on my grind since shake high, riding these bass lines. Finding comfort with the gray skies, watch how I take mines. I'm with the armory, leaving poverty. Niggas been calling me, only speaking the blood like arteries. Guess I'm honorary, ought to be with the ghosts. Pen scripted with ghosts, meticulous practice, cognitive dissonance for the coast. Atlanta taught me well, keep the 808s in a large Chevelle. My lines punching like Whitaker, it's the God Purnell. I never age, I'm like a for real. Shit that I write in the grill gives me the license to ill. For the new year, I'm only touching more classics and making them. For the cash, I've been draining them. My rhythm circadian. These my signature cadences. Y'all been them and ate them. Chick-fil-A them, innovative. Need my shit up in them stadiums. I've been underrated. Rolling humble, I played it like a film. I'm at a point I need a status coming like a deal. My bank told me you were like a meal. Niggas pushing rock, it was like a meal. Being soldier, life is real. How many niggas you know that could do this? Just this open discussion. I'm sick of niggas. Get some Robitussin and flow discussing. Keep up holding, bustin', take your hole and shove it. Fuck your bitch. Y'all been known for cooking. I got motion in my subdivision. Ain't no 22s in my atoms. I've been a factor, but the truth get redacted. From a city where they pumping balls. Ain't no shooting the basket, just shooting the bastard and spinning bandicoots. Been crashing. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Sunday afternoon. In this video, we're going to be getting into Elliott Wilson and his commentary surrounding Doja Cat. Okay? Now, if you're a part of the Patreon members, then y'all know last night we actually did a listening for Doja Cat's new album, Vi. And overall, it's a pretty good album. It's definitely very 80s pop. It takes you back into that whole time frame, the big hair, that whole shit. Whatever you think about the 80s, that's what you get, right? But she also has multiple records on the album where she's rapping multiple rap verses, 2 verses. So there's a good amount of raps on the project, which has been a topic of discussion surrounding Doja Cat, especially as of recent, whether or not she should be categorized as a hip-hop artist or if she should be categorized as a pop artist that raps, right? She recently did an interview and said that she considers herself a rapper that makes pop music, which to me, honestly, still is in that pop artist that raps category. You can reverse it if you want. But ultimately, if you look at the majority of her catalog, it is pop records versus hip hop records. Some people will say, well, what about Missy Elliott? I feel like there is a distinction between herself and Missy Elliott because Missy is mostly hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Very little pop. And when she does go outside of hip hop, it's R&B soul, which has always been very closely related to hip hop, especially in the era she came from in the 90s. Hip hop and R&B were lockstep. The collaborations, they were using a lot of the same production styles, things of that nature. So I think she's very embedded into the fabric of what is hip hop versus a Doja Cat who sometimes traverses on the outskirts of what hip hop actually is, but she still has an affinity for it. She gets seen as a female rapper, but she doesn't necessarily be seen amongst the ranks of the other ladies, other than her last album, Scarlet, which was her point to show or prove that she could also make a complete rap project. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being stated, Elliott Wilson believes that Doja Cat is heavily overhyped. He does not see what is so special about her compared to others in the marketplace. I'm going to go ahead and pull up his video on him saying this on The Bigger Picture with himself, DJ Head and Jeremy Heck, shout out. And let's just go ahead and get to it.
So those are two. So you would consider her an MC, a rapper?
She doesn't consider herself hip hop. The girl didn't say nothing about no goddamn hip hop. She says she raps. So if you rap, you automatically hip hop?
No, I agree. I agree with you that she doesn't make hip hop music, but that she's a rapper. I think those two things can be true.
Yes,
right?
And I think it gives her a pass.
Is Mary J. Blige hip hop?
Absolutely, to this core. She's the definition of hip hop soul, of the hybrid we talked about earlier, full circle of the line between R&B and hip hop.
Okay.
She's the fucking Mother Teresa of the whole shit of that.
All right, so do rappers.
Huh?
Do rappers.
No, because you want Doja in there. Yeah, then Doja's going to be top 5, or at least top 10. Doja will be on the
do
list.
rappers. I'm not, it's your list.
Why is this record flopping?
You could put
This record's flopping. This new album. Why is it flopping? Is it over? I know she has a tour all crazy next year. She's the queen or whatever. You'll hyper her up too much. I just don't get it.
First of all,
she had a couple slaps. Oh, and then SZA's her fucking lifeline. That's why she's crying about getting SZA records. It still comes down to the Kiss Me More record. That's really the breakthrough. And before that, it was the Nicki Minaj shit, the Say So shit. Like, the black women is championing her. It kept her afloat. It doesn't match up. The catalog doesn't match up, Jeremy. Paint the Town Red is cool.
I hate Paint the Town Red. It's demonic. I don't want anything to do with it.
Then you don't have a greatest hits album. You don't got, like, Doja's overrated, man. Y'all be gassing it. Because she look good, I guess. And she.
All right, I'm going to pause this for now. So, Elliott, I guess they were coming up with their female rap list because they were talking about who will be on there. And he just started going in on Doja. Now, at the top of this, he said her album is flopping, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the Vi album first week sales were around, 57,000, if I'm not mistaken. This is similar to Scarlet, but actually lower than Scarlet. I believe Scarlet debuted with about 74,000. But over time, that album has actually performed really well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not as good as previous projects, but I think it still ended up reaching platinum status, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I just took a second to look it up. Scarlet is, in fact, platinum. Although, again, it wasn't a crazy debut. It still got there. Now, with this album, Vi, it's way less publicity, at least in terms of, like, pre-release publicity. She did a couple late night interviews. I think she might have performed on SNL last night or something like that, but there's not like a whole lot of press. It's not like a whole lot of anything going on, especially with the hip hop outreach, right? Because this isn't a typical hip hop project, if you want to even call it hip hop, because it is so 80s pop centric, right? So he's saying the album's flopping, which we'll see where it ends up over time. But, you know, to the average person watching, 57,000, that's not really a massive amount, especially for an artist who in previous years dropping was doing 100K plus in their first week, right? But he says she's overhyped. Is it because she looks good? Like, what is it that y'all are giving her so much status for? He even goes as far as to say that without the help of SZA and Nicki Minaj doing features for her on her previous work, and of course we got a SZA feature on the new album as well, that she probably would not even be where she is at this point. So Elliott is coming in hot, and he's got a very heavy-handed take here.
You got a stage presence?
No,
I'm not attracted physically to Doja Cat at all.
Not now.
She can rap.
I was like 5 years ago.
That's on you, champ.
But okay.
She can rap.
Wait, can we play her crying over the SZA collab? Can we play her crying?
I also don't like DJ Head's energy toward him. That's on you, champ. He said it like she ugly or something. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I don't know a female rapper of note that isn't at least mildly attractive in today's musical landscape. But I'll digress.
All right. Does that mean
you want to play
it
her?
up? Yeah, Alex has it loaded. Oh, yeah, sorry. She's showing up there. Okay, my bad.
Can I defend her first for a second?
Yeah, please defend her first.
Okay. Doja Cat has hit songs. She can rap her ass off. She doesn't stray away from rapping, even when she's. Hey, let me defend first.
You ain't paid the town red.
Let me defend first. Okay, she had, before there was even a Nicki Minaj remix, she had Say So. She had Tia and Tamara with Rico
Say
Nasty.
So's Nicki Minaj carried that.
No, she had, that was a hit first. She had here,
Moo.
1 sec.
She had the
Moo record.
Moo.
No, let's go through.
My bad.
Let's go through her catalog.
Defending Doja.
She has massive records. I don't think we can't not defend that. But she never strayed away from rap. She didn't Post Malone. She didn't go country. Like even when she went pop, she still is willing to rap. She did that whole Scarlet album, which was full of bars. I don't even love a lot of the music.
Pop shit on this new one.
But she rapped on every song, so she didn't stray from hip hop. Even though it is pop music, and I'm not saying I love all of the pop shit. I did like this new album. I thought it was actually better than her last couple. I liked the songs. She was still barring up. So I just give her credit for not fully moving away from the culture. That's all I'm saying.
Don't interrupt Jeremy. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
DJ, how do you feel about Doja Cat? Do you play her slaps?
Yes.
Do you think she's hip hop?
I would say that this new project, although it's thematically and sonically different, and if you watched my Patreon review, I likened this project to like something Kanye would do, right? And this is Kanye pre everything, just Kanye, out here. We're talking 2003 to about 2008, right? Like almost like 808s and Heartbreaks, although I said Graduation in my previous video, 808s and Heartbreak was actually very 80s inspired. He even got a shag. Forgot about that. And he actually probably rapped less on 808s and Heartbreak than Doja did on Vi, if I'm going to keep it 100% honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And I just think he at that time had the heart of the world, coming off of 2-3 massive projects, having that Rockefeller stamp, that Jay-Z cosign, the sound that he brought into the game, the writers and the help that he was receiving from folks like the Kid Cudis of the world who helped him create that sound. All that shit. He had the radio on his side with Heartless and a couple other records. Like, but if you were to, challenge that Kanye wasn't hip hop at that time, you couldn't say that. You could say that that album may not be a hip hop classic. Some people actually put it up there as one. Some people say Jesus is a hip hop classic, which wow. Anyway, so I think I'm starting to look at her in that context, right? Because again, she's rapping on Vi more than he was on 808s. But I still understand where Elliott is coming from, because for the most part, Doja is not known for being a top tier rapper. And I think this is where a lot of the argument happens between the people who perhaps don't like her and the people who love her, right? I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm a fan. I enjoy her music, but I don't necessarily see her as, this hip hop champion, right? Because Doja didn't actually have to be a good rapper in order to be discovered. She didn't have to be a good rapper in order to become a signed artist. You go back to her earliest work, I won't say earliest work, but we'll go to her available albums. None of them are primarily hip hop. The sound, the aesthetic, the vibe is not encapsulated in the world of hip hop, although she does rap on records. And I think that is the main difference between Doja Cat and anybody else in the female rap category. Everybody else had to be discovered as a rapper. They had to go through the ranks of doing mixtapes at some level, doing local shows at some level as a rapper. Not to say that she didn't, because she was like, down with like the the Freestyle Fellowship and all that type of shit. Like she was entrenched into that at one point, but it was really like her just doing internet tinkering that got her discovered. You know what I mean? So I think the story around Doja Cat is not necessarily deeply rooted in hip hop, which makes it hard to really determine where her ranking should actually be in the space, right? Even when I did my review yesterday of the project, I said it, like, I like the music on here, and when she raps, I like how she sounds while rapping. But I didn't actually walk away from the project knowing what she was rapping. I almost didn't even care what she was rapping because the beats were doing a lot of the heavy lifting, the melodies were doing a lot of heavy lifting, and when she rapped, she had a good enough cadence to keep me captivated, but I was not honing in on the lyrics. I didn't walk away quoting any bars. So again, this is where I understand both sides of it, and I sit in the middle.
I don't know. You tell me.
You just appreciate that she makes big records, slaps.
It's not about that. I don't necessarily care about grouping or pairing someone or putting someone in a particular box unless they're fraudulently perpetuating.
She teeters to me.
She has not said.
She gives me real theater kid type shit. She'll do anything to get on kind of thing.
I told you how I met Doja Cat already.
She was with the homies in the hood.
I consider Doja Cat to be hip hop. That's my consideration.
You did say this before because she was in the trenches and the underground.
She was an underground rapper.
And when I
met her being an underground rapper. I met her physically in person as an underground rapper when she walked up and introduced herself after I finished DJing Two Dope Boys. I met her doing underground hip hop. That's how I met her. So I consider her to be hip hop.
So why doesn't she acknowledge her underground hip hop past?
If someone pivots, if someone pivots and hey, that's their prerogative. I don't know. How I know her to be is a hip hop head, to the point where there's a very successful hip hop artist that we know of who I tried to help get her on a record because they consider her to be hip hop as well.
I look back. She said, "What's the guy? You guessed it. OG Mako passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She was on one of his mixtapes back then. She has all these weird hip hop rooted underground stuff that she was involved in. I understand the journey.
She just needs to stand with God a little more. I know she said a lot of that stuff was
the demons have returned.
Listen, I'm just saying, stay with God, Doja.
This ain't the right year to go against God.
Yeah, this is not the year to go against God. So as long as you have God on your side, I'm with you.
Doja sort him out.
SZA makes me cry.
SZA makes her cry.
Take Me Dancing, and it's like it's making me just this is what fucks me up the most right here.
Okay, I can't play that. But matter of fact, that's pretty much the size of the video. I could go ahead and come out the corner. So DJ Head gave her a little bit more validity. Said he met her as an underground rapper, which I believe was during her kind of freestyle fellowship days. But overall, most people don't really know or see the remnants of that, like that past, that heavy hip hop influence. So it almost comes across like Jelly Roll. You know what I'm saying? Except Jelly Roll don't rap at all. But if you delve into Jelly Roll's upbringing and come up in music, he was just a straight up underground rapper. You know what I'm saying? I think Jelly Roll was doing albums with Lil White and, folks like that. Hypnotized Minds Rejects and stuff like that for a very long time. I think he dropped probably like damn near 8 albums as a rapper. Went to jail, came home, got sober, got cleaned up, and decided, I'm going to do country music. Or I think before he went full country, he just started doing like alternative singing and shit. You know what I mean? And getting his chops up. And then he went off to do country, and now he blew up. He never blew up as Jelly Roll the rapper. You know what I mean? So now he has a whole fan base of people that see him as Jelly Roll, the country singer, and powerhouse vocalist and all this shit. But his fans don't even know about the fact that this nigga was a rapper much longer than he was a singer. And they don't give a fuck, right? But with Doja, you don't really have like those foundational rap albums. Like Doja, right? Like you go through, because people compare like, oh, what about Doja then? Doja, the primary source of her projects are hip hop. You can go back to her mixtapes, pre-TDE. You can go to the music that she's dropped with TDE. Yes, she's got a pop song here and there. She's got an R&B record here and there. But a lot of it is rap. And the stuff that's not rap is more so, like I said earlier, more R&B soul, which again has a close kinship to hip hop. But do I believe that Doja Cat is overhyped or overrated? No, I can't say that. And as it pertains to her album being somewhat of a flop, I do think that it was overshadowed by the drama that was happening between Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, JT, Ice Spice, and, you know, even Lotto catching that stray, you know, and then that was her album release date. And then for the last week, we just been enthralled in that beef and how that's developed with all the social media war, the diss record coming from JT, which weren't good, but drew a lot of attention, which we're going to talk a little bit more about in another video. So I just think that, unfortunately, this project came out at the wrong time. Should have dropped probably 2-3 months ago. I also said that in my video yesterday on Patreon. I feel like this album should have been out at the height of the summer. And at that time, she wouldn't have had the Am I the Drama remnants overshadowing her release. The music is very summery. It's very outdoorish. Very dance floorish. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing. So I think she had a couple different things that were working against her. And she's not really like, even though she has done a couple interviews on late night television and stuff like that, I don't feel like she's been like super outside. I know she's performing and stuff like that as well. But if we look at the more successful releases this year, the artists have been very much campaigning their music. We're getting back to traditional rollouts in music right now. And it's like, if you don't have a traditional rollout, if you don't have a build up, if you don't have a story to tell leading into your album, then chances are it's not going to reach the peak of its potential. All right? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace. Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had to evolve and grow, cause I could've